Council chaired by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. Let us break into the story. The projects to be added, the projects that includes the most important component. What are these? The biggest project to get the acceptance of necessity is to construct 4 large amphibious warfare ships or landing platform docks at a cost of 33,000 crore. Another mega project to be cleared is the acquisition of a large number of surface-to-air missiles for the S-400 air defense system for 10,000 crore. The Indian Air Force Chief Air Marshal AP Singh recently said S-400 system shot down at least 5 high-tech Pak fighters during Op Sindoor. Another significant contract is rupees 5,500 crore acquisition for the swarm drones with an edge, the depth of 1,000-kilometer range. The Indian Army will also get 107 Nag Mark-2 missiles for around 2,500 crore as well as ground-based mobile element systems with high mobility vehicles with cranes. These will be used to transfer supplies and provide logistical support to the Army in all weather conditions and locations. The NAMIS will enhance the Army's capability of neutralizing enemy tanks, combat vehicles, bunkers and other field fortification. The Navy will also get 30 mm surface guns at the cost of 1,200 crore for low-intensity maritime operations and anti-piracy roles, advanced lightweight torpedoes for anti-submarine warfare, electro-optical infrared search and track systems and other projects. The Ministry of Defence said the approval reflects the government's continued focus on modernizing Indian Armed Forces. Let me straight away connect to my guest, Lieutenant General Arun Sahni, and subsequently I'll be joined by Air Vice Marshal P.K. Srivastava. Sir, I'll just focus on 4 big things, sir. Smart drones, S-400 and these amphibious platforms. My question to you is on swarm drones, sir. Are swarm drones the cutting edge of military action today?
Good evening, Karthikeya. Great to be on your show again.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure, sir, to have you here.
I think as you're aware, the Defence Acquisition Council, when it gives the acceptance of necessity, it has established that the government has identified that these are the issues that need to be inducted in the time period that they would have specified, along with the methodology under which it would cover. Coming on to the fact about swarm drones, I mean, undoubtedly, I think the Russia-Ukraine war, what we saw happening in the Gaza conflict to a great extent, what we have seen, what the US has been doing by carrying out targeted assassinations, and whether it was in Iran, whether it was in Afghanistan, to knock out the key people. I think drone warfare has come of age and is there to stay as part of your lexicon and operational and tactical capabilities. And that is the reason that today you have, whether it's in the ISR, whether it is the loiter munitions or it is the swarm drones, they are the key issues that come in. They're cheap, small, effective, and carry out destruction or carry out their impact is far more than the cost and the capability for a platform that is concerned. So I think swarm drones brings in the range bit is the best part, the 1,000 kilometers, which would require kind of satellite communication linkages that would come into it. It would also ensure that there is the advanced AI capabilities of being able to do this capability where you could nominate the leader, any of them could take on the task of functioning. And the answer is they will have to also work under conditions of suppression of ELINT or EW environment to go through it. Maybe the speed may not be, would be relevant. The answer for these kind of drones could be whether we launch it all from land or do we launch it from a platform which comes up in the direction of from the sea to be able to come in from a different direction would also be looked at in the operational domain.
Okay.
When we come to the S-400, which you're very right, I think there's been so much said about it in Sindoor. I think we needed the missiles that have been, the arsenal or the ammunition that has been expended. It needs to be replenished. And we also cater for the fact that this has proved along with the BrahMos to be extremely effective in standoff distance engagements and destruction of the enemy aircraft and command and control aircrafts that were there. So that makes sense to go in for that. So I'm sure we will buy global to be able to replenish it in the time frame that we wanted to be there available with us. And of course, the ELINT and NAG, I think the NAG is I think I've been very circumspect when we saw the first Nag-1 to come out, but now with this new advanced Nag-2, which they're talking about, you're talking about a range of 7 to 10 kilometers. That's a phenomenal capability beyond the line of sight, literally as it stands. So you would have drones in the air which could be able to direct it to give you that. So I think this linkages of having a platform in the air linked to a ground weapon system to be able to engage at this target, which may be beyond your line of sight capability at times if you're looking at 7 to 10. So it's a great piece of kit which comes in with mechanized warfare units. That's what they want to get it in, or in a standalone mode. The good part is that this whole family of the air, sea launched, as well as the standoff capability that has come up is a DRDO indigenous product. It's taken a long time, but well, it seems to be coming of it at the right time.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Now, I'm also joined by Air Vice Marshal P.K. Srivastava. He joins me live from San Francisco. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me. 33,000 has been earmarked for these amphibious vessels. Can you just decode it for our viewers? What are these vessels used for? What makes them so unique that they are accommodated in this 79,000 crore clearance that was given by Defence Minister, the DSC under the leadership of Defence Minister?
Kartikeya, one thing I would like to say, General has mostly talked about all the equipment which is being bought. But I must say my observation is that this time round, I have seen n number of such approvals. This time around, we have really been focusing on building AI-led kind of, armed forces, where when you talk of, and your capabilities, sea denial, your coastal areas, your island kind of, security, LPD provides all that. LPD is a very important platform, and it can carry 1,000 odd troops. It can carry tanks. It can carry helicopters. It can carry transport aircraft. So it's a very huge thing, and it is going to be indigenous. I was involved with this, initial kind of building up, because I was in L&T too during one of my tenures, and L&T is doing a good job. Our dockyards are doing good job. So if this becomes indigenous, it is a strategic depth which we are creating in our kind of, defense environment, which is very, very important. What I like about this acquisition program, that BDL is getting involved in a very big way. They'll be also involved with the advanced lightweight torpedoes, which are going to be again Navy. They're involved with, Nag Mark-2 is very important weapon. It's a, top attack kind of thing. So even if we have a tank structure, which is normally front are, protected, but the top is the weakest spot from where you can enter, and having a range of about 7 to 8 kilometers for an ATGM kind of system is very, very important. Usually we used to have about 5 to 6 kilometers. So that's very important. Now coming to, you ask a specific question, I'll give two basic answers. One is about landing platform docks. In my opinion, it is a great acquisition, great capability building up, because now we are a seafaring nation. We have a very long coastline, nearly 7,000 kilometers plus, 7 to 8,000 kilometers. So this coastline needs to be exploited. We can exploit it. And China, the way China is coming up with its own LPDs, so you project your power. You can go into, and you got a lot of chain of islands. These islands need to be protected. They are your something like, unbreakable air carriers, where your air assets can be positioned. And we have command also, Aatmanirbhar Command. So we need these platforms. We needed them very, very badly. It's coming out. That's a very good thing. And it's a major part of the contract. Second thing is that you talked about drones. One more specific thing about the drones, that they are going to be used as loyal wingman. If that happens, we are already into AI-led kind of assault air operations. And that's going to give us great strength. It is going to be used for target saturation or destruction. Both are very important.
Okay.
So,
can I just ask you one more thing, because you spoke about drones, sir. Generally, people have seen drones, their imagination of drones, if not limited, but is limited to the Ukraine theater, the Operation Sindoor theater, or Azerbaijan Armenian war theater. But sea-based drones are the cutting edge of the sea technology. Poseidon, other drones, which are, part of the literature. How well are we?
When we talk about collaborative drones, the ones which can collaborate with each other like swarm kind of drones and can collaborate with a manned platform. So that means you can send a hybrid package. They can be lead aircraft or the main aircraft, which is the manned aircraft, and rest of the aircraft, the loyal wingmen who go into the most dangerous area, contested environment for war fighting, are the combat drones. So they carry weapons. And another thing which has come up with Akash Tir and ISCCS being active, which we talked about so much in Operation Sindhu, we realized that if we can fuse the information, which is with the information, the Link platform and other platforms are all also being acquired, and we naturally lost some missiles. So replenishment is happening through this acquisition program or whatever has been approved by the MOD. These are all going to become very important and potent component. And as we hear that this is all going to be either Indian designed and manufactured, or if you are going to buy, you're going to buy and make. With these two categories in play, because already the swarm category is in make 2. Make 2 means industry will make it and they'll project it to us. So this also strengthens our private sector, which is very important for India to get the strategic depth for its own defenses. So far, we have been starving. In case of, you've seen, in case of all the conflicts go around the world now, so many conflicts are there. Russia-Ukraine war is very representative. Our own Op Sindhu was very, in a classic example. We had our own strength, which gave us the edge and which made the enemy surrender. So we need to have our own strength. We need missiles and other ammunitions in large numbers in case the war prolongs. That is what the lesson is from Ukraine and Russia conflict. It can prolong for a very long while. You can't go begging all other nations or allied nations to really help you. I don't think anybody will come forward. We have to have our own capacity. We have to have our own exports building up. Because export build-up gives you the capacity, surge capacity. So all that is being done. We are very happy about it, really.
General Sani, closing comment from you. Do you really think that in the future the wars would be AI-led, the target picking would be AI-led? It will all be something which Israelis did in Gaza when they started to pick up targets in the early days of the war inside the Gaza Strip. It was not done manually. Artificial intelligence was picking up. That is why instead of in the previous war when they were picking up 14 targets, this time they picked up 90 to 95 targets per day.
So I think the answer, I think the MRC quite rightly talked about AI, which is what I had indicated when you came to swarm drones. Today, this linkage in the ISR domain with the platform to the targeting system is all going to be seamless. And this is where that when you talk about the human in the loop, would only be there to ensure that you actually follow the morals and ethics of engagement and don't hit something wrong. Like what you've seen, I think that Eye in the Sky, there was that movie which came out of the Americans. I think we have already transcended. The Indian Armed Forces are moving into that stage. You have your LEO satellites who will be linked to your command control systems, which would be there on your platforms which are operating in the battlefield or in the battle space. They would then be able to get their target information, synthesize it seamlessly to ensure that when you launch that particular missile, it homes on to the person that you want to do. And today when you're talking about Eagles on the Arm for an infantryman, an FPV, which was talked about by the DG Infantry a few days back, these are all things to make sure can only function if you've got AI and you've got a seamless link. So I think we are moving towards it. It's a step in the right direction. We can't start doing chest beating and saying that we are there. We are not there, but we are reaching there. And we are taking the right direction.
Thank you. Thank you both of you for joining me. I'm really in short of time. Need to close the show. So this is all I had on Point today. I'll see you on Monday at the same time. Thank you and good night.
This is my tempo.
The ultimate biking experience is incomplete without Servo 40 Extra from Indian Oil.
Breaking the model.
Can't do without it.
Irregular periods and